So Street Fighter 6 has this commentary mode. It's like a real announcer voice calling your match as you play. They were actual recordings of the real commenters, except now they're in my game reacting to my fight. Here's what it sounds like.
Player 1 is in a pretty good situation with the meter advantage.
Live version.
Double on the checks, tries to backdash, get clipped, and look, this is a crazy scramble.
Can I also have a commentary mode for my game? I did an experiment using Gemini and it's really dry.
I'm executing my exit strategy. Sell the top. Mr. Yeast is sitting on his credits. Missed a prime buying opportunity.
The voice tech is genuinely good right now. So why does it sound like that? Here's the thing, if you've ever wired AI into anything, like a chatbot, Copilot, a game, whatever, you've heard some flavor of this flatness. I have some theories. Chasing these theories led me to somewhere I didn't expect. So a little something about my game. My game has computer opponents, and instead of having a neutral narrator floating over the board, I gave one of my computer opponents a voice, specifically the Crypto Queen. She's the one in the middle. She has a little bit of that trash talking flavor to her personality. Now she just speaks it out loud at the table while she plays against you. So really quick how it works. The code in the game spots interesting moments. Maybe somebody got robbed on the dice roll, some big money changed hands, etc. Describe it into a sentence, sends it to the AI, and the AI voice speaks in Crypto Queen's personality, and she reacts out loud. This particular model of Gemini will also accept audio, so I can speak on the mic and she will talk back to me. The AI doesn't decide what's worth reacting to. I do that on the code side, and I hand her the moments that I think are interesting and let the AI figure out what words to say. The voice works, the wiring works, and the result is flat. There are three possible explanations. Theory 1, the AI needs more context. She's dry because she can't see enough of the board. She doesn't understand the game well enough. Maybe give her more game state and maybe the lines will get better and more specific. Theory 2, it's amnesia. Good commentary isn't about just better sentences. It's a memory. It's memory and recalling from the memory. Like, for example, hey, player 1 has been hoarding credits for the past 3 turns, and this is why they're setting up for a big play. So my pipeline feeds the model one blurb of event at a time. Each line is basically a reaction with no idea what came before it. Stateless commentary might just structurally be incapable of being interesting, no matter how good the model is. Theory 3, maybe AI shouldn't be writing at all. So if you think about the Street Fighter 6 commentary implementation, programmers scripted specific lines for specific situations, and then they have the real announcers record the lines. Maybe AI's job is just delivery, the voice, the timing, on top of lines that a knowledgeable human has already plotted out. Speaking of plot,
you take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I've played some of the best 4 hours I've had in a long time. The game? Slay the Princess. It's a visual novel. The whole game is just voices talking with you. In fact, some of the voices in the game are voices in your head. Every line of it is pre-written, pre-recorded, no improvisation. It's one of the most engaging voices I've heard in the game. Scripted dialogue here isn't a side dish, it's the main course. I know visual novel isn't like a commentary mode, I know they're different animals, but it settles one thing. Nobody should say that scripted means it's worse. The question that it leaves me with is, what exactly does improvisation buy? Let's put my AI chatbot implementation aside for a few minutes. While I was chewing on this, I was digging through, and it turns out people were thinking hard about what a conversation really is, long before AI chatbots existed. Thinker number 1, Gordon Pask. There's an actual field called conversation theory. In the 1970s, Pask, a cybernetician, is this guy, and his core claim was a conversation isn't two-party exchanging messages. It's two participants building a model of each other, testing it, correcting it until something is shared between them. If nobody's building a model of anybody, it's not a conversation, it's just a broadcast. So Pask didn't just theorize. In 1953, he built a machine called MusiColour, a light organ that performed with live musicians. This machine is designed to get bored. If you feed it repetitive input, it would stop responding, forcing the musicians to try something different and give it different input. Think about what this means. A machine from the 50s that has the capability of becoming bored and wanting more from you. Mikhail Bakhtin is a literary theorist. His whole deal was that no utterance stands alone. Every line answers something that came before and expects a response in return, a link in the chain. Take away the chain and the words stop working. A line with no history, no reply isn't a conversation, however well it is phrased. So you can watch Bakhtin's theory get proven every weekend live. Have you ever noticed that fighting game commentary is never just one person? It is always a pair, and in some cases 3 people. This is not a staffing decision. It's like 2 commentators having a conversation and you're allowed to overhear their conversation. Every line answers the last one and expects a reply. Even Google figured this out when they did Notebook LM. They built the AI which turns your documents into a podcast, and they gave it 2 hosts. Thinker number 3, Joseph Weizenbaum. In 1966, Weizenbaum built the first chatbot, ELIZA, basically a fake therapist with a page of tricks. People knew it was a machine and they still poured their hearts out to it. Famously, his secretary asked him to leave the room so she could talk to it in private. Weizenbaum was horrified by what that meant. We project our understanding onto anything that talks. That's the listener's half of the conversation. You bring meaning with you and you listen for it to come back. Projection is a loan. It buys any talking machine its first hour, but that loan comes due. Sooner or later that voice has to say something that you didn't bring with you. Only something that a mind that was paying attention to what you were saying could have said. And that's what pays the loan back. That's what writers are for. Once you see the loan, you'll see the real trick with Street Fighter 6. Those announcers in the game aren't strangers. If you're the kind of player who turns on commentary mode, you've already spent hundreds of hours listening to the real personalities, real voices calling the real tournaments. You arrive carrying the context, and the canned version doesn't have to build that personality. It only has to remind you of the people you already knew. The first time you hear it, it is in the first meeting. It's a reaffirmation. No hurdles declare, nothing to prove. Years of live commentary, paid in before the feature ever shipped. So that's the scorecard. A century before my experiment, a real conversation has to have a stake, a chain, and something that pays back what the listener brings.
Mr. Yeast is sitting on his holdings, risk averse.
Now listen to her again, like no stake, nothing. She wants nothing from me. She's supposed to be trash talking me and I don't feel trashed at all. And there's no chain. Every single line she says is just a one-liner, throwaway. It's not a conversation that's continuing from before. Nobody addressed to nobody, answered by silence. And alone. Unlike the Street Fighter voices, she starts with 0 credit. Nobody's ever heard of her before and she had no chance. The dead thinkers and philosophers, they called it out 50 years ago. I think commentary is really 3 separate jobs. 1, picking the moment, knowing which plays are worth talking about. 2, finding the words, knowing what to actually say about it. And 3, delivering the line, the voice and the timing. Holding my game up against that frame, I noticed something about each of these elements. So picking the moment, my card game has very few interesting moments, to be honest. It's more of a slow burn. It's not a Street Fighter match where there's a comeback every 15 seconds. The moments, it does need to have like a full head of knowledge about the game. I used to play Magic the Gathering but stopped 15 years ago. And when I flip on some Pro Tour commentary, I cannot follow it whatsoever. I don't recognize any of the cards. This same wall for spectating Magic the Gathering is the same wall I have for people looking at my game or watching my game. That's because the encyclopedia is missing. So next, finding the words. Looking closer at Street Fighter 6, this splits into two. The commentary mode really has two seats. One, a play-by-play announcer, and two, a color commentator, picked separately. Usually when there are two commentators, one person will play one role, the other will play the other role. You might see the same Dragon Punch on screen. The two different personalities would say something different. One voice would see the technical read, and the other would see the drama. That's what finding the words mean. It comes from the observer's point of view, and different observers watching the same moment will see different things. The difference is what makes commentary worth listening to. My implementation of Crypto Queen, she has a description of the event but no real opinion about the situation. The third job is delivering the line. Our ears are spoiled these days. AI narration when it first came out was jaw-droppingly amazing, but now it's everywhere. AI narration has gone from jaw-dropping to indifference to mild irritation in the past 2 years. Flawless robot delivery doesn't register as impressive anymore. Instead, it registers as filler. So here's where I land, as an observation, not a roadmap. Pure AI commentary might not make sense as a feature in any game right now. At best, it's a padding. The one doing it well has humans in every part of the delivery. Say the Street Fighter 6. The humans are picking the moments, the writers are writing the lines, and the real announcers are recording themselves. And Slay the Princess, the visual novel which I spent 4 hours on, Slay the Princess has no moments to pick, no match to call, it's just wall-to-wall human writing. And it beats every robot voice I've ever heard, without improvising a single word. I think people are hungry for humans right now, as much as they can get, and they can smell the difference. Can AI do commentary better than a human in any of these arenas? Picking the moments, giving an observation, or doing the delivery? Right now in 2026, I don't think AI could do commentary well. A human is better in every single arena here. So you know what, let's just see if I can do commentary on my own game. Mr. Yeast gets an extra d4, but Mr. Stoggs gets 2 d6s after playing Ape into Everything. Commentary is harder than it looks.